I always go outside before I do the workshop and say, Creator, I don't know why you have me here, but empty me of me and fill me with you. It's been part of my healing journey. I didn't know about Canada's history with residential school, and my mom went.
I was very happy to be part of that program, and as part of the Sunshine Coast, RCMP's letter of expectations with the Shíshálh Nation is to train every member in cultural awareness with the Shíshálh Nation. And I think it's really important to go further back and talk about their culture prior to contact, after contact, how residential schools affected not only First Nations in Canada, but especially the Shíshálh Nation, the people that we work with. And I think that's something that really is, I'm passionate and make sure all our members are trained in this.
It's up to us now. We need to understand deeply what happened in history, and then to start consciously breaking the generational cycles that began there.
How do you, in your mind, prevent this sort of action ever happening again, where one group of people is suppressed by another, one is powerless, one has ultimate power? What are your thoughts on that? How do you keep that ever from happening again?
It's through education. It's through programs like this. It's through letting our members know what the history was and learning from history. And I think that's the key, simply, to making sure that this doesn't happen again.
Coachella petit, the quickly, Ewosh can squish. Neatach and swear. Neatach and scumcum. And I want to welcome you all here this morning on this very historical day. As you probably read, or you haven't read yet, that our court case on the residential school is moved forward in a major way. Our other councillor, Gary Feschuk, is busy away working on that. As you know, he signs off on that Supreme Court case, and we asked him to carry on with that. So he's away busy with that. My only other councillor that I have here today is the new councillor, Randy Joe, and he can introduce himself.
Good morning, everybody. Randy Joe. My given name is Mayok, which means grizzly bear. Just like to thank everybody for coming. This is a very important discussion we're going to have here. The Shíshálh Nation has been keeping this story going about the legacy of the residential school. You know, we have some survivors out here, my sisters, my brother, you know, we all been going through it, my cousin Calvin here. It's nice to see everybody here and, you know, listening to our stories to keep this going. You know, it's been a hard fight to keep the story alive, but everybody needs to get educated on this topic. You know, a lot of people come up to me and say, geez, I really never knew that school was like that when they drove by it. But we're all here to do the healing process and all here to accept you guys on our territory here. But it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a healing day. Thanks.
All right, I'm glad we're all in the circle to support one another, and that's what we look for. As a Shíshálh people, we are looking for compassion. We're looking for support, and the Shíshálh people need the healing that could be provided by not only professional people, but just by the community. Generally, culturally, we always start our morning sessions with a prayer, and I'm going to ask my brother Howard to do a song, and it's a special song, and the song was composed by Chief Dan George, and it's a people song. When he composed that song, he asked that that song be shared amongst all people, and those were his words exactly. So that's why I love that song, and that's why I'm asking my brother Howard to sing it now. So we can all get up. Great.
Before I begin, I'd like to welcome you all here onto our traditional territory of our people, the Shíshálh Nation. Thank our facilitators. Raise my hands to our chief and our counselor here today that are here present. To the survivors that are here as well, residential school. I'm also a survivor from the school up here. And I see a few of our relatives here as well from the attended residential school as well. And I thank you all for being here today to gain a better understanding of how this, what I call prisons, impacted our people at a young age, our children, and our elders, and our people of our age, our generation. As my brother Jorge said, this is a song I'll share with you today. Is Chief Dan George from the Shíshálh Chief Nation. It's a Coast Salish anthem that was shared, that's meant to be shared with all Coast Salish people today. So I'd like to sing it for you here today in honor of all of our survivors and our children and our elders today that are present here. Yes, yeah.
Thank you. Please be seated. Once again, I'm very pleased and very happy that the people from the community came out to support our efforts. It will be much appreciated. It's much appreciated now, but it will be much more appreciated in the future. As you know, we're going to be getting on a road to recovery, and we're going to get on the road with the healing of our community. And we just came back from a week-long retreat with the new council, and then one of the mandates that we made in terms of our strategy is that we're going to focus and make the healing our primary effort amongst the new council. So what that means, of course, is that I had to meet with our financial people yesterday to strike a budget, and that could be very costly. If you know and understand the history of the residential school era, we were affected by 5 generations of our people, so many of our great-grandfathers were affected, and so therefore our grandchildren are affected in terms of the brainwashing that we had experienced. And in my case, I attended not only the St. Augustine's residential school, but at 15 they sent me up to St. Mary's in Mission. And my wife was a similar experience, but she ended up in the one in North Vancouver in her teenage years. So she actually attended 3, and she's still recovering from that tragedy. And we both are survivors of it, and we still deal with the thoughts that are triggered, and those thoughts from our subconscious are still there. So we need to seek healers. We need to seek support in terms of how we're going to overcome that. And that one of the major themes that I know from the survivors that are here today is that we want it to stop and not to go past or even down to our grandchildren. So that effort is going to be, it's going to be sprung on our department in the next few days. How we're going to start building a team of people that are going to come out and support our people. My wife has already started her effort. She's, along with Randy's wife, they're going to start going out to the homes where some of the older people have isolated themselves. So we need those people to come out. We need those older people to come out and let it go, to talk about it. And it's hard to understand at this day and age that the effects of the residential school still exists. And it's even harder for many of our people to understand and recognize that this did actually happen right here in our land. So we've got to educate those people too. Even though they're our own people, they still live in denial. So we've got to help them to come out. And we need to do that because our people, and our young ones especially, need to grow. They need to grow with all the economic development projects that are coming on stream. And I've spoken at a session like this with all of our people and sent the message that before we can progress, we need to understand the package and the baggage that we carry. Those that are things that are inhibiting us from moving forward, and we need to overcome that. So Randy and I are here, and it's our major priority that we need to heal our people. And once again, I'm happy that you're all here today. I'm actually happy to see the RCMP here. Yeah, you know, my mom, our grandfathers used to talk about that. You know, there was 3 major enemies that they hated. One was the RCMP, one was a fishery officer, and the other one was a priest. You know, when our children try to escape, the RCMP assisted by bringing those children back. Yeah, but the relationship has changed dramatically over the years. And I remember when the first sergeant came here from Vancouver, and I was a very young chief, and he came to introduce himself to me. And when I met him at the band office, I looked up to him and he says to me, "I think I know you." And you know, I reacted by saying, "Yeah, I think you used to chase me down the streets of Vancouver." But anyway, we became good friends after that, and the relationship started to improve, and we started to build on that. And I'm very proud that our former leaders took that initiative, and they knew that we would have to develop a relationship with our neighbors to get them to begin to understand who our people were, where they came from, why were they here. So we're going to be starting a whole new program now. We're going to be sharing more information with you. We have a staff of communicators now. Mike Morgan is the head of the communication. We're going to be involved with not only the local news, but the local magazines, newspapers, the radio stations, Coast Cable. We're going to be doing talks and just talking about who we are and where we came from. And Randy doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be on TV pretty soon. And that's something that I'm doing as a leader. I'm delegating a lot of my staff and people to start participating in these things, and understanding that what I got to carry in the next 3 years is probably overwhelming, and I'm going to be doing a lot of delegating. So my three favorite words are going to be delegate, delegate, delegate. But I do, along with the former chief, we do bring a lot of history and experience to the new leadership, and I'm really happy with the team that I have. I'm very happy with the staff that I have, but I see them as underutilized, if not under budget. So we're going to be making those corrections. But as we go forward, we will keep all of you people that are here to support us, we'll keep you informed of how we progress.